And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. Got a great one lined up. A lot of facts and evidence, as always. Everything on the show, look, I'll do a little deep dive and I'll come up for air. I'll go deep under, come up for air, and show you what the fuck's going on in crypto. I don't care world events. We already know the Black Swan's coming, right? All the doom and gloom shit. We already fucking know all this. I've been telling you for 5 fucking years, it's going to get all fucking bad before we take off. That's the whole point of the rising of the Dragon Phoenix, right? I'm not afraid. I'm expecting all kinds of fucked up shit to happen. I don't see why that's news. Right before everything takes off, they got to dump it all to scare off all the people, all the sheeple. So they come in. Look, we're going to be talking today about monetary revolution, global money, all these kinds. They're getting all set up, ready to go. Now's the time. You are at the tail end. If you just got into crypto, your little ass is lucky because they were going to set this shit off back in 2020. And all the COVID shit happened. And then Biden and Gary Gensler was attacking all this crypto and shit. I bought crypto back in March, April, and May of 2020. That was it. Like 5 years ago. Then all of a sudden they shut all this crypto down and everything was just dragging and dragging. And then about back in November of last year, 2024, I got into Caleb and Brown. And the sponsor to this show. And now I heard we have the digital ass hat investor and digital fucked up perspectives. They're now with my sponsor. I'm like, wow. Whatever happened? I wonder what happened to their Link 2 sponsor. They used to. Oh, that's right. Link 2 is going to court over 17 felonies. That's right. Well, what about when those guys were promoting, when Dumb and Dumber was promoting that crypto poly sign? Everybody was buying that shit. Oh, that's right. They lost millions of dollars in that. Whoops, that was a scam too. So far, they got 2 scams. What about when they were involved in that art painting dumb shit, you know, where he'd bring his kid on and say, hey, what art painting should I buy today? Remember all that? You guys are spending $1,000 or $3,000 on art paintings. That's so fucking stupid. You could have spent $3,000 on crypto. Wow. And then, remember, they were all promoting the ledger stacks. Remember, they're all promoting ledgers and all. Well, here we are back again. And it happened just at the same time as yesterday. It cut me off at about the 3-minute mark, and I'm back at 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Time. So the digital dildos, yeah, they used to promote ledgers. So now on today's video, that digital asshat guy, he's like, yeah, I've always had so many sleepless nights wondering if my cryptos, I can't deal with ledger. I can't deal with hardware wallets. Dude, you were selling them like a year ago. What a fucking, these people are so fucking communist that are crypto promoters. They're so fucking stupid. And I can go on and on with all, it's like they have a new sponsor every 3 months because they run out of dumb shit to sell. I forgot what the other shit they were selling. Dog treats. For a while, it was dog treats, like shoe sticks and stuff for dogs. Like, seriously? You might as well just get on your hands and knees and start sucking dick for members or something, dude. I'm like, God. Happy birthday, Crypto Hulk. Yeah. Tonight. Well, right now, what time is it right now? 3:00 p.m. So in 9 hours, well, I got to go according to Eastern time because I was born on the East Coast. So in 6 more hours, Crypto Hulk officially turns 55. And I'm like, fuck. You know, I'm making the best of it. I'm doing something that's so important. I'm trying my best to educate you, to teach you, to show you, to inspire you. to show you what's going on, to hang in there, to be ready, to mentally know this is where I'm going in the end. I don't know all the ups and downs that are going to occur, but my job every day at 55 years old now, coming up in 6 hours, every day, I'm trying my best to show you and teach you all these things so that when the big storm comes, when the big black swan hits, you're going to get slammed left and right and kicked on your ass and stuff. And you're going to get back up and you're going to knock down your ass again and blown back and forth by the storm. And you're just going to keep hanging in there because you know why? Crypto Hulk's taught me all this fucking shit. And he shows all the articles, and I don't care if all the stock prices, all these crypto prices just dump tomorrow, go to 3 cents. I'm going to get up and buy that shit if it's 3 cents. I'm showing you all the evidence. I don't give a fuck what the news says. I don't give a fuck what the stock market does. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I'm not in this shit for 5 years. And if my ass has to move to another country, because I'm not going to admit to anything legal or illegal online right now because all this shit's recorded, then I got to fucking move and be real careful about what I do with my hardware wallet when I move. Oh, shit. Crypto Hulk, I'm not saying nothing, dude. I will do whatever it fucking takes to come through this thing at the end. I will do whatever it takes. I follow my own laws. Let's put it like that. I'm not saying I break laws. I follow my own laws. I follow my own laws. Nobody gives a fuck about me. All these rich Congress people and governments, they're going to take all my crypto, really? And they're going to take all my crypto? No, man. I follow my own laws. That's what. I don't give a fuck about nothing. I do what the fuck I got to do to accomplish my objective. I've always done that. Legal, illegal, it don't matter to me. Not admitting to anything. I never break laws. I want everybody to follow laws, okay? My name's Crypto Hawk. I'm not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor. I'm not a lawyer, none of the above. I do what the fuck I want to accomplish my objective. The other alternative, my government takes everything from me and leaves me broke. Not going to happen. Yet they'll give everything to illegal aliens. Okay. We got veterans, people that are served in America's wars. These motherfuckers don't have any money because Biden's letting in all these illegal aliens and shit, giving them money and health care and all that. And we got veterans that got mental health problems and they're poor and broke. They got medical problems. They can't see the right doctors because we're giving all the money to these fucking illegals and shit. Oh. Yep. So don't buy anything I told you to buy. Don't sell anything. This program's strictly entertainment value. I don't know anything at all. Don't do anything I say. All righty. Duck Fan, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Subtle End, welcome to the entry-level membership. Cool, we got some new people here. Stephen Morris, Hulk and Maxine Waters gone wild. XXX birthday party. Oh my God, don't spoil it for me. After this show, I'm going to a casino and I'm going to have a nice meal. I usually don't do dinner, so I'm going to probably share a portion of a steak and definitely going to have some old-fashioned, some good ones. And they better know how to make it good. This one place we went to was actually pretty fucking good. I went there like 2 months ago, so I'm going to go back and have a couple drinks, just sip on the old-fashions and nothing crazy. I'm too old to be doing crazy shit. Plus, I can't get in trouble. Standard is a must. Welcome to the entry-level membership. The Force, thank you very much for that late fee, tax-free, old-fashioned donut. That's an old-fashioned fund for the casino birthday old-fashioned fund. Rob, Bobby, Bob says Stu Lavelle, quit stealing my lines. All right. I'm just looking at the comments. Everybody's all around the world, and we all want to get rich. You're like, Crypto Hulk, what's going on, man? Look, you guys. Look, it's a fact-based channel. I'm going to show you all these connections. I got little windows all the way across my whole screen. Probably got 25 of them open, okay? Sometimes I just want to take it in. I got people that actually watch this show. It's amazing. I know I do so much work. Man, fuck it. Let's go to work. Time to go to fucking work. Okay. Now, there's some articles floating around that China hooked up like a lot of countries. This is on Ledger Insights. Ledger Insights is a pretty reputable news site. I'll give it a 2 thumbs up. Fake news. China links a CBDC payment to 10 Asian countries and 6 Middle Eastern countries. Is this fake news or not? Ledger Insights is telling us it is because there's no evidence. I'm going to tell you what. I say it's true. Oh, Crypto Hulk's going against. See, when you get to my level of research, I'm going to drop some research bombs here in a minute. And Ledger Insights has no idea that I'm coming after them, all right? They're news reporters. They don't have shit on me. There's a news report circulating that China announced it had linked its digital RMB cross-border payment system to 10 Asian countries and 6 Middle Eastern jurisdictions. I'll tell you what. On the down low, that shit's true. I'm going to back it up with evidence, okay? Now, we have not been able to trace this to a reliable source. Obviously not. You should have called Crypto Hulk up. I would have given you the 411. We have not been able to trace this to a reliable source. So, it may be fake news. Oh, no, it's not. Not when Crypto Hulk starts dropping truth bombs. It's like, run, florist. However, the substance of the report is not a million miles from the facts. It's likely jumping the gun by a few years. Oh. China is a member of mBridge, a cross-border payments joint venture using the central bank digital currency. The Chinese end of any payments uses its digital RMB Cbdc, but mBridge does not belong to China. Other member countries include Hong Kong, Thailand, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. Those are like total Ripple partners. I'm going to show you. Hong Kong's been a Ripple partner for like 10 years, okay? As of late last year, there were a couple dozen observers. If one counts the observers, which is a big leap, then it would have covered 5 ASEAN countries and 6 Middle Eastern ones. Why mBridge is not a threat yet. The first English language report about the ASEAN Middle East footprint came from a Nigerian outlet called ProShare. It noted that the news implies that about 38% of global trade could bypass the US dollar-dominated SWIFT network. In order for it to reach 38%, not only would all the central bank... Look, who is partnered with all the central banks? Ripple. All right, let's continue. In order for it to reach 38%, not only would all the central banks in each of these countries have to be connected to mBridge, but so would all their commercial banks, judging by the slow, gradual adoption of mBridge by Chinese banks. Oh, it's not slow, dummy. Ripple's been a partner of China for 12 years. Whoever wrote this article has no fucking clue. It's ready to happen. It's ready to happen right now. It says, that's not to say it couldn't be a substantial figure in a few years. It's all ready to go. This person is so fucking brain dead who wrote this article. Additionally, in order to reach 38%, all the countries would have to shift 100% of their cross-border payments to local currencies. Today, a large population of trade is dominated in dollars. There's good reasons for that. For virtually every country in the world, their optimal foreign exchange rate with the narrowest margin is against the dollar. That's because having a single intermediate currency means there are a lot more buyers and sellers for that exchange. Let's go down. No reliable source for the announcement. We prefer to go back to the original source of news. We monitor Chinese language news daily, specifically on digital payments, and had not come across an Asian Middle East report. Wow, you don't need a report, dummy. I can give all that evidence right now. We found at least 2 Chinese language articles about this ASEAN report that predated the ProShare article. However, they were from smaller outlets, and one of the posts is now inaccessible. The other one controversially mentions Iran as a participant, a major Chinese news outlet. In 2023, we wrote about mBridge and the coming cross-border payments fragmentation, rumors circulated, BRICS. Okay, now, they start talking about the BIS, Bank for International Settlements. That is a total Ripple customer. Ripple is a partner of the BIS. They're working on a task force for payments. So the BIS is involved in this allegedly. Well, guess what? There's Ripple right there, okay? They talk about Cambodia, Indonesia, Malaysia, all in Philippines. These are all Tranglo partners. These are Ripple. Ripple used to own 40% of Tranglo. So basically, the countries all involved in this, they're all using Ripple technology. If they're not a direct Ripple partner, then they're using Ripple technology for all of this. They're talking about Middle Eastern countries. United Arab Emirates, that's a Ripple partner. Saudi Arabia, that's a Ripple. Everybody's a fucking Ripple partner in this. And guess what? They're going to start using all this Ripple US dollar, the stable coin. That's where all this is going. And the banks and shit will be using XRP itself. Maybe they'll use the dollar. The Ripple dollar will become some kind of an American or whatever it is. The XRP will be backed with the Ripple stable coin. So I don't know how that shit's going to happen, but that's what I'm thinking it's going to be. Because you got to have the dollar tied into this crypto, okay? So they might get a bunch of US dollars, the Ripple US dollar. Somehow the government either takes them or the government gets control over the tech, whatever it is, but the treasury is coming in to commandeer that shit, okay? Because you got to have the dollar tied to this. You can't have a crypto to replace a dollar. Shit's not going to happen. And if we look here, these Middle Eastern countries, talk about Egypt. Egypt's biggest bank, a Ripple partner. Turkey, they got Ripple. I'm going to show you Ripple Turkey here. Look, all of these little bastards in this article, they're all Ripple partners. Turkey, Egypt, Jordan. I'm not going to show all of them. I'll show 90%. They're all working with Ripple and the technology. Dollar's not going away. The dollar's going to be tied to XRP and all that shit, okay? First, let me check comments. Now I'm going to start dropping truth bombs in about a minute. I'm going to go through the comment section in the top chat. And then I'm going to read off truth bombs and show you how this article, these people don't know what the fuck they're doing when they're writing articles. Happy birthday, Hulk, says Sugan Manuts. So nice. Nice. I see that one. I'm glad I didn't pronounce that one correctly. That's a good one. You got me just to say the name, not suspecting. That's an undercover. Wow. I have to admit, that's a good, very bravo. I almost had to start clapping for you. You slipped that one in real good. Okay, here's the truth bombs. Number one, they're discussing China and all this. China's a Ripple partner, and they have been since 2013. Whoever wrote this article needs to watch my show. Go to the 36-second mark. 36-second mark. What the fuck do we see? It says Ripple China. It shows CNY. What is that? The CN is the country code for China. That's CN. Y is the money code, CNY. Who made that? Ripple in 2013. China's been running a CBDC, a central bank digital currency. They can call it Ripple China. You can call it the digital RMB, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I got the evidence right here and a lot of other. If you watch this whole video, I got 2 minutes worth of just showing Ripple this, Ripple that with China, all kinds of shit. So China has been a Ripple partner for like 12 years. Next, Singapore, right? Same thing, Ripple, Singapore. They had a digital exchange where you had stocks, securities, commodities, these kinds of things. There's your evidence here. Let's go to the 2-minute, 16-second mark, 2-minute, 16-second. What do you have? There's a Ripple logo, and it says what? Ripple Singapore. Ta-da! So there's 2 Asian countries with Ripple. Next, we got Ripple Israel. We're going to include that in the Middle Eastern countries, okay? Middle Eastern countries. We know that Israel is chummy and friendly with China. I just showed you that yesterday. They claim to have had relationships since 2018. So we know that China and Israel are mixed in. That's why I'm showing this. Go to the 1 or the 2-second mark on this video. What do you see? Ripple Israel. Israel's first Ripple gateway. There's country number 3. Next, let's keep going. Ripple Russia. No other channel has shown you this. Only Crypto Hulk. Here's your 4th country mixed up with Ripple. This is all 2013-14. I have the Ripple customer list from 2013 and 14. So that's where this is coming from. Go to the 50-second mark, 50 seconds. You'll have the Ripple logo. What does it say? Ripple and then RU. What is RU? It's the country code for Russia. You can watch this movie. There's actually a movie that works. It's ripplerussia.com. I played it the other day. You could go back a week or 2 and find it. It's a functional video. It talks about how Ripple and Russia are working together. Next, we got Indonesia, your next Asian country. Oh, gee, Crypto Hulk. Why does that article tell us that the news about China and these 10 countries is not true? Well, whoever writes these articles are fucking stupid, all right? Go to the 1-minute mark, okay? 1-minute mark. What do you have? Ripple Indonesia. There's 5 countries right there. 2015, 10 years ago, Ripple Solusi Technology. Next, here we go. Ripple Turkey, straight out of the article, okay? The article's mentioned. Now we're at number 6. And people are like, damn, Crypto Hulk, you need to call up Ledger Insights and say, dude, you need to start watching Crypto Hulk for your news. Go to the 1-second mark. 1-second mark. What do we have? Ripple Turkey. It gives the names. There's Ana Safia and Haki Mizada. I don't know what the fuck that is. Sounds like some kind of Chinese kung fu movie, but let's go to the next one. Ripple Trade Japan. Now we're at number 7, 6 or 7 Asian country. Well, if you include Middle East, that's like 7 right there. Let's do a copy and a paste. Let me get out of there. Hold on a sec. Okay, Ripple Trade Japan. Go to the 26-second mark. 26-second mark. We know this is like 2014. Ripple Trade Japan. There's a Ripple logo kind of right there. So welcome to Ripple Trade Japan, it says. And underneath that, it's written in all Japanesey. Now, we have some called Project Nexus. This is what just ended. But this, right, what I'm going to show you right here, this is from 2014. But the other day, it was yesterday and the day before, I showed you Project Nexus was done. They just completed it, okay? Here it is right here, November 2024. It was like a 4-month project. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They got that shit done. Who makes the Project Nexus? The BIS. That's the Bank of International Settlements. That is a Ripple partner. Let me do a copy and a paste. Let me show you the next one. Project M-Bridge was also mentioned during that. Chinese. Look, I'm telling you what, the Chinese are all ready to go. They got the 10 countries and all that. Somebody slipped it out, and they didn't have the evidence that I got right here. Here is the BIS, Project M-Bridge. Go to the second paragraph. Who's involved? People's Bank of China and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority. All those are Ripple partners. We already showed Ripple China. We know that. Hong Kong is Ripple Hong Kong. And the Saudi bank, central bank, that's a Ripple partner. Let me show you all the evidence here. Here's the evidence for Ripple being part of the BIS. The BIS stands for the Bank of International Settlements. Who are they? They're the boss of every single fucking bank. There's your evidence right there. Ripple joins the Bank for International Settlements. There you go. When did that happen? August 2023, almost 2 years ago. Now, I got some more evidence here. Central Bank of Saudi Arabia, right? Here's your evidence of that. They're going to be working with R3. Let's do a copy. So I know I was talking about Ripple a lot. Let's talk about R3 Corda. Here's your evidence for that. Central Bank of Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates choose what? R3 Corda. That is the XDC crypto. The article talked about, I think, Dubai and shit, United Arab Emirates. I mean, this stuff's pretty obvious. Everybody knows Ripple's a partner with Dubai and Saudi Arabia. Here's another article about Saudi Arabia using Ripple technology. That's not a secret. Everybody should know this. So to that, look, I just pretty much showed you. We started off the show with the article that said, is it fake news that China joined with 10 Asian countries and 6 Middle Eastern? Look, I showed you both projects. Project Nexus, that's done. Project M-Bridge, that's done. I listed all the countries involved. Guess what? All these fucking countries are Ripple partners. I showed you all the evidence, okay? Let's look. Okay, here's Ripple Hong Kong. Let me do a copy and a paste. Right there. That is at the 32-second mark. Go to the 32-second mark. What do you see? Ripple Hong Kong. Copyright 2014. Largest Ripple gateway in Hong Kong. I mean, look, I'm not going to show any more evidence, all right? The Chinese article is correct. Somebody in Nigeria put it upon themselves to tell everybody, hey, everybody, the Chinese are hooking up with 10 Asian countries and 6 are in the Middle East. I just showed you 4 countries in the Middle East out of 6. I just showed you probably 8 countries in Asia that say Ripple this, Ripple that. That's just, and these are partnerships from like 10 years ago. They have been waiting. They are ready to go. I'll tell you what, I think in 2020. Okay, here we are. We're at the 29-minute mark, and YouTube has shut us down twice. Just to let you know. So, yeah, so that's all the evidence for that. I totally agree. Somebody in Nigeria shut down the, they gave out the story. China deleted one of the websites. It was on 2 websites. One of them got deleted and something or other. But look, I just showed you all the evidence. I showed you the 2 cryptocurrencies that they're going to use. I don't care if the price dumps to 5 cents tomorrow. That shit doesn't fucking matter. What I do is I show real world news and I show you what they're building the future of global trade on. I'm showing you the cryptos right now. I don't care what the price. I know once this goes, these cryptos are not 8 cents for XDC. and it's not like $1.89 or something for XRP, that shit's not going to work. Okay, it's going to be miraculous. XRP might shoot directly right to $1,000. XDC might go right up to 500 or something, maybe 1,000. I don't know how all this goes, but you can't run it. You cannot run the world on $1.80 XRP. That shit won't work. These motherfuckers are using private ledgers that we can't see what's going on. And what they're going to do is they've been tokenizing and tokenizing and tokenizing. We can't see it. They haven't announced it. And when that day comes, they flip that switch, and XRP is not going to be at $1.80 or $2.20, whatever the fuck it is right now. That's fucking ridiculous. I'm telling you now, you're in at the last minute. Now, I got a sponsor, Caleb and Brown. You can buy all these cryptos right there. It's held in institutional custody. That means, you know, your little ledger device, chop that up into 4 parts, send it to 4 different places in the world. That's how it is. Caleb and Brown utilizes Fireblocks. Fireblocks has, like, the top banks, 2,000 banks in the world. 2,000 banks and or institutions in the world trust Fireblocks to protect their crypto, just like Caleb and Brown. I'm trying to not hold a ledger. I already have a ledger. I got one, and that's it. I'm not getting no more. I want institutional custody. Please don't come at me and say, oh, not your keys, not your crypto. People stop saying that dumb shit. People were saying that when I first got Caleb Brown. Oh, what about not your keys, not your crypto? Now, how about those other 2 jokers? Digital asshat investor and digital fucked up perspectives. Now both of those guys copycat Crypto Hulk, and now they're on Caleb and Brown as well. Both of them used to sell ledgers, right? They used to sell ledgers, and all of a sudden now everybody wants to be like Crypto Hulk. They want the institutional custody, just like Crypto Hulk had. Copycats, okay? Wow. It's because their fucked up sponsor, Link2, has got a federal FBI investigation going with like at least 15 felony counts. I don't think they're making any money off that sponsor. Yeah, I don't think that sponsor that was paying them for PolySign, everybody got ripped off at PolySign, and both those 2 guys were promoting PolySign. Wow. How's it feel buying PolySign from digital dildos and then getting ripped off? Wealth, health, wealth, and abundance. Welcome to the entry-level memberships. Let's take a little look. Oh, the Force gave 5 people memberships, and that'll be Matthew Schaller, then Mio, Ghost Samurai XRP, Tony Bags, and Nilo Rubikin. Rebukin. All right. Next, let's say you're broke. Let's say you've been broke for 5 years watching my show. Go figure. Let's say, or you're just a cheap bastard. Do this. In every top chat, write the word comment. After the show in the comment section, write comment. Pick 15 videos and then just send them all to your email. Lastly, make this show, like it as a favorite. All this stuff costs you no money, and it truly helps this channel reach other people. It totally does. I'm not lying. Lastly, take 15 videos, make a playlist with 15 videos, hit play, turn the sound off when the show's over, stuff. That would be awesome if you could do that. That is your donation right there. You're telling, you're not giving any money to YouTube or the government. And if you don't want to give me any donation, that's cool. At least fuck with the algorithm for everybody else and help us. At least do that. Because that's what it does. It tricks the algorithm, and then it opens up my show so other people can reach it. And because when this thing's over, like these cryptos shoot up to thousands of dollars, we're all priced out. It's over. This show's done. My job is officially done at that point. So, all right. Let me go to the next article. The SEC. Okay, let's talk about the United States SEC, total corrupt organization. I want to show you what they've done. The SEC publishes a disclosure. It's guidance. It's not law. It's not law for crypto issuers. Yesterday, the SEC published guidance on the application of disclosure requirements on crypto asset securities. It acknowledged that this is an interim step while the SEC Crypto Task Force works on comprehensive guidance. Notice this stuff is not law, okay? Guidance is not law. SEC rules are not law. These are suggestions, and they can take you to court, and then you can file civil rights violations on all these things, okay? What do we got here? Securities disclosures that crypto firms need to adapt to. The SEC is going to have a sandbox, okay? And what the SEC wants to do is not scare innovation outside of the United States, according to them. So what they want you to do is register with them, show them what you're doing, and basically if you're doing something wrong, they're going to help you correct it and these kinds of things. It's designed to not get you in trouble, okay? If you're operating like you should, then you shouldn't have to worry. Gary Gensler's gone, and all his little games that he played are gone. So this is what the SEC is showing crypto companies. And I honestly believe they're trying not to bust people. They're trying to get crypto organized into what it's supposed to be. In the third to the last paragraph, it says, beyond the early stages, the issuers of most cryptocurrencies don't know the identities of token holders. Now, this is where I think Bitcoin is going to get squeezed out. I want you to pay close attention to this. I could have titled this video, The End of Bitcoin as We Know It, but then I get billions of spammers in here. So I didn't want to use this as the title. Listen to what they're going to do. This sounds like the end of Bitcoin. Listen to this right here. Beyond the very early stages, the issuers of most crypto don't know the identities of the token holders. But at the point of issuance, they at least know their wallet address. Security law requires there to be a record of ownership, and the issuer has to disclose where it's held. This talks about people who buy the crypto, like the people who issue it. Okay, the people who issue it, like an exchange or whatever, they've all got to know who's owning the crypto. Now, if we look at the paragraph before, some crypto, this is where Bitcoin's not specifically mentioned, but they're talking about Bitcoin. Listen to this. Some crypto projects, like Bitcoin, have pseudonymous founders. You know what pseudonymous founders is? A fairy tale owner. The problem is someone who is extremely dodgy and has been convicted of crimes will embrace the opportunity to take on a pseudonymous persona, like Satoshi Nakamoto, okay? While the guidance doesn't mention pseudonymous founders, it clarifies that officers have to be identified. There's going to be a problem with Bitcoin with this one, including those that may not have former roles. This right here, everybody, nobody's talking about this one. This is so massive. Bitcoin, we don't know the 800 number. We don't know who made it. We don't see what I'm talking about. That's what's going on right here. Now, there's good and bad with this. What's the good part? They're going to know who made all this crypto. And if they don't know who made it, you ain't selling it. That's good. What's the bad part? They're going to know that we buy it. Look, you can't have everything, okay? You can't buy crypto anonymously. You're not going to live off the grid and be like, I'm going to hide out. That shit ain't going to happen, you guys. It's just not going to. You're fooling yourself. You got all these hardware wallets and shit. My stuff is going to be on Caleb and Brown. So when we get regulations in, yes, the government's going to know what I have. But guess what? Your wallet, you won't be able to spend shit, okay? Because you're going to have a banned wallet. Your wallet is going to be on the banned list. You won't be able to buy shit. You watch. That's why all these banks, they're all in the same area. There's going to be a platform, and you're going to try to, like, what, use an anonymous wallet to buy shit? That's not going to happen. I'm sorry, but that's just not going to happen. When all this crypto gets regulated, my wallet is in Fireblocks, and guess what? I'm right next. On my left is BNY Mellon, and on my right is Sony Pictures and all these other banks and institutions. I'm all there with the banks. I'm regulated. You're not, because your shit's in private wallets that nobody knows. Got it? I feel sorry for you. So right here, Bitcoin, unless they can figure out who invented all that shit, it's not going to be around. Just letting you know in advance. DoYouSee has been a member for 29 months at the 2024 crypto explosion. Hey, Hulk, I really appreciate your work and this awesome channel. You're the best 4 years. You're the best 4 years, loyal viewer. Keep it up. God bless you abundantly. Health, Wealth, Abundance. Welcome to the entry-level membership. Okay, now let's talk a little bit about Ethereum because we're talking about the SEC. What's the SEC going to do, Crypto Hulk? They're going to have a sandbox. So if you're making crypto and you want to sell it or whatever it is, they're going to see, is this a security sale or an illegal security sale or none of the above, okay? Now, let's take a look at Ethereum. I did a video on this. Nobody else has ever done a video like this. So let me be the first one. Right here. Go to the, well, I made a 1 minute and 30 second video. I want you to go to the 9 second mark. 9 second mark. What do we got here? It says the Ethereum Ether sale has now concluded. This is right off the Ethereum website, okay? From like 10 years ago. There was 60 million Ethereum sold. This is called the Genesis sale. This was an illegal sales of crypto that the SEC never really talked about at all. I'm wondering how this happened. If you go to the 22 second mark, here's this video. Go to the 22 second mark. Wait, new to crypto has a late fee. Right on. Appreciate it. Tax-free. YouTube ain't getting none of it, and the government's not getting any of that. Weight loss and fitness. Yeah, but Hulk, I was with Caleb Brown, but they don't accept Canadians. I have no choice to use private wallets. Do you have any other alternatives? No, you have a communist government. You're fucked. Sorry, just that's your government's fucked up. What we got here is the Ethereum roadmap. Go to the 22 second mark. The United States SEC did nothing. Ethereum had an illegal security sales. The SEC did nothing. They had an Ethereum roadmap. Listen to this. Intended use of revenue. Terms and conditions of the Ethereum Genesis sale. And look right here. An Ether product purchase agreement. That sounds like a security sales to me. It has all the fits right there. Totally illegal. The SEC did nothing. They didn't even talk about this. They never talked about this. Now, allegedly, the SEC investigated this. But here's the problem. They haven't done anything. Last March, so about a year ago, Ethereum Foundation faces inquiry from a government. Fortune magazine says the SEC is investigating Ethereum. Here we are, March 2024. Here we are a year later. We haven't heard anything, have we? Not at all. Wonder why. Here's another evidence for you. A total illegal security sales occurred. Everybody knows it. The SEC's never discussed this at all. Do you see, thank you very much, tax-free donation with an FKYT added to that? That's a shame we have to do this, huh? Total shame. They want you so fucking broke. Here's the video I just sent you. Go to the 6-second mark. 6-second mark. What do we see? Okay, now this here, if this doesn't tell you it's an illegal security sale, there's nothing else that can. Terms and conditions of the, I made a 5-minute video. I encourage you to look at this later. Terms and conditions of the Ethereum Genesis sale at ethereum.org. There's your source right there. Table of contents. Here's your disclaimers. Warning, do not purchase Ethereum if you are not an expert in dealing with cryptographic tokens. Warning, cryptographic tokens of value may experience volatility, extreme volatility. Warning, the purchase of Ethereum has a number of risks. Do you get my point? I'm not going to continue on with 5 minutes of this. This is the evidence that the SEC just never looked at, never talked about. There was an illegal security sales. The SEC allowed it to happen, probably because all their friends were buying it. That's my opinion. All the stockbroker groups and all that. JP Morgan probably bought a shit ton of this. Yep. Let me see where we're at. 48 minutes. I got time for one more article. Zooey, member for 12 months, entry-level membership. I keep trying to tell, here we go, it's not going to work. These people won't get it. I already know. I can already tell what this is about. I keep trying to tell my family to get the correct cryptos. Too bad for them. Also, I've had Caleb Brown since August 2023. I say we make some NOV. But I hear you. Some people just won't know. You won't be able to tell them because they just don't want to hear it. Now, here is an article. I'm gonna put in like 2 articles together. I want you to see right now what is going on in Europe. Okay, this is very, very important. You pay attention to this. The digital euro survey. Could CBDC holding limit be above 3,000 pounds? What we got here is Europe is going to launch a CBDC probably in 6 months. Okay, coming up quick, coming in hot. Okay, look at the second paragraph. The timing is important because the digital euro is currently in the 2-year preparation phase, which ends in October. So what are we in April? So May, June, July, August, September, 6 months. 6 months from now, they're going to release a CBDC in Europe, and it's based on 2 cryptocurrencies. When a decision on whether to launch it will be made. They're talking about, do they want to have limit? They're going to have a Euro wallet. They're going to have a European wallet. That all comes from Ripple's Singapore wallet. Okay. This is where Ripple's Wholesale, they're talking about a CBDC. It's going to be Ripple. Okay, Ripple based. That's how this does it. XRP. They're thinking that when they have this wallet, how much are they going to max out the wallet at? 3,000 pounds, 10,000 pounds? Like they're talking about what's the most you can put in your wallet. Well, I mean, nowadays, I don't know where you live, but in America, you better have at least 10,000 bucks a month, like a wallet for 10 grand a month. If you have a house and a wife and a couple kids and a couple cars, I mean, you got to have a wallet that holds at least 10,000 bucks. This $3,000 shit, if I lived in a tent and drove a bike or something, I could probably live off 3,000 a month. But most people, it's going to be like 10 grand. You know, the husband and wife making at least 5,000 each, 10,000. That's kind of making it in California, right? But that's what this is talking about, issuing a wallet over the next 6 months. Now, at the same time, so that's that article. I'm not going into it. At the same time, that article is talking about a CBDC. So it's the United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates is going to release a CBDC at the same time. The Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates, Ripple partner, by the way, announced it will launch a digital dirham, central bank digital currency, in the fourth quarter of this year. October, November, December. October, just like the Europeans. What are the odds of that, huh? Coincidence? Are they planning? Is something going to happen this year? I don't know, people. You got all of Europe that's going to launch a CBDC and all the Middle East. This is getting to be pretty serious at this point, okay? That's what this article here is talking about. And guess what they're talking about? The central bank of, what is this? The United Arab Emirates. Go down to the second paragraph from the end. Second paragraph from the end. 2 years ago, the central bank, and that's of the United Arab Emirates, announced an agreement to work with blockchain firm R3. That is the crypto XDC, everybody. I hope you're paying attention because they're just telling you. They're just telling you who they're going to work with. This is amazing. This is not even difficult to figure out. Like a fucking monkey can be rich from watching my program. So, you got the BIS involved at first, but then the BIS withdrew last year. Still, who is the BIS? Bank of International Settlements. That's a Ripple partner. You got China involved. I already showed you Ripple China. You got Hong Kong here. I already showed you Ripple Hong Kong. Thailand is there. Siam Commercial Bank. Thailand's oldest bank, Ripple partner. We can go on and on. You already know who's doing all this. Then you got India. India's mixed up in this. And you know what's interesting is, let me copy this article. India's a Ripple partner. Let me show you this. Copy, paste. Google-backed payment company Ripple is in talks with NPCI. Google-backed payment company Ripple. Have you ever heard of Google-backed Ethereum or Bitcoin? No. Google-backed payment company Ripple is in talks with India. That's National Payments Corporation of India. Next, this article here. India's biggest bank, Ripple partner. Tell me India is not going to have a CBDC built by Ripple. Look in the very first sentence. Well, it says HDFC Bank joins Ripple. Ripple informed that HDFC, India's largest private bank, has onboarded its global payment network, RippleNet. There you go. Here is your Ripple Hong Kong again. I think with this evidence that I'm showing you, you already know. Next article, we're going to deal with Hong Kong. Let me do a copy paste on Hong Kong here. I'm just going to keep showing you facts. I'm going to show you what cryptos the world's going to be built on. It's not Pancake Swap or whatever that fucking shit is. It's not Dogcoin. Euroclear. Euroclear joins Hong Kong's wholesale Cbdc. It's called Project Ensemble. What do we know that's a wholesale Cbdc? That's Ripple's XRP. Euroclear has joined Project Ensemble, the wholesale central bank digital currency from the what? Hong Kong Monetary Authority. There we go already. I already showed you the article, Ripple Hong Kong 2014. Okay. Let's go down to the fourth paragraph. What are the banks involved in this? HSBC, Ripple Part. HSBC is one of the top 3 banks of the entire world. What banks are involved in this? HSBC, one of the biggest in the world. Standard Chartered, Ripple partner. Both of these, HSBC and Standard Chartered, are Ripple partners, and the Bank of China is involved. We already know about China being a Ripple partner. Here's your article here showing R3 Corda, which uses the XDC crypto that you need to buy on Caleb and Brown. Use my sponsor. Right here, here's the title. R3 Corda powers the first digital bond issuance on what? Euroclear. There you go. This is like almost 2 years ago. Euroclear is an R3 partner. There's your evidence for Ripple Hong Kong 2014. Let's talk about Standard Chartered. The article talked about HSBC and then Standard Chartered. Let's see what connection Standard Chartered has with Ripple, because they're involved in this Hong Kong Project Ensemble. Here's the title. Standard Chartered backed Zodia Custody, that's Ripple Crypto Custody, joins what? Ripple-owned Medico. For what? Global crypto storage. Oh my God. Here's the HSBC article here. HSBC, again, is one of the world's top 3 banks. And looky here, they just happen to be a Ripple partner. HSBC partners with Ripple. HSBC partners with Ripple. And they had a company called Medico. This is November 2023. That was, and I still got more evidence here. I don't have time. This program will be over in 2 minutes, and I got to go. It's my birthday. Michael Motorcycle, happy birthday. The best crypto channel around. I'll concur. Let's take a look. Crypto Hulk made this easy. Buy XDC for around 7 cents and you'll be rich. Pretty much. I just showed you all the evidence right here. The biggest banks in the world are linking up with what cryptos did we kind of learn about today? XRP, XDC, those were ones that were popping up today. Yesterday it was fucking Plume. And other cryptos, I can't remember. There's like 7 different ones. But if I just show you the evidence, you really have to decide for yourself, all right, what you want to do with that. It's not that tough. Go with Caleb Brown, institutional custody. No one's going to be able to steal your shit. You don't have to remember where you put this or that or whatever. It's all done, okay? I think that'll be it. I'm going to a casino to have, I'm going to eat light because I don't like eating in the evening. What is it now? 4 o'clock. By the time I get there, it's 4:30. Okay, this will be like the 3rd or 4th time YouTube's cut off the channel. We're done. I'm going to go enjoy my birthday. I'll see everybody tomorrow. I don't know if I'll have a 7 a.m. show, So it'll probably be an afternoon show, maybe even like 5:00 p.m. I'm not too certain because tomorrow's Sunday. It's back to workout out. I work out every day, but XRP flip-flops. Happy birthday, Uncle Hulk. Tax-free donation. Right on. Very cool. Thank you very much for that. All right. I got to get going. I'll make a little video if I'm having some drink or something. I'll tell you if the place is good, and I'll tell you what casino it is. And if it's bad, then I'll tell you also, hey, don't go here. Don't drink this. I'll see you. I'm off on my way to have some old fashions.